Hello everyone, this is Pratima and welcome to Planet Physiology. Today we shall study effect of adrenaline on frog's heart. Let's begin with a thought-provoking question. What is adrenaline? Okay, you might have guessed that it's a sympathetic neurotransmitter. Technically, that's not correct. Postganglionic sympathetic fibers release noradrenaline, which is the precursor of adrenaline. However, adrenaline is released by the adrenal medulla directly into the bloodstream during sympathetic stimulation. So it's a hormone. While adrenaline and noradrenaline have similar effects, there are notable differences which we shall discuss later in the video. In this session, we will cover the procedure for recording the effect of adrenaline, then the effects of adrenaline on the heart and its mechanism of action, and in the last, clinical applications of this knowledge. Before we proceed, please take a moment to read the disclaimer. It's important to note that these experiments were recorded nearly 18 years ago for academic purposes only. To study the effects of adrenaline, electrical circuit is set up with Nif's hammer in the primary circuit. It is used to stimulate vagus nerve and the crescent before and after administration of adrenaline. This setup is useful for identification of unknown drug used in the experiment during the examinations. Okay, so once the electrical circuit is made, we dissect the frog along with both the vagi very carefully, and then after confirming the vagi, preparation is mounted on the board and the heart is attached to the lever. After recording normal cardiogram for sufficient duration, vagus nerve is stimulated briefly. It stops the heart momentarily in diastole and heart recovers gradually. Once the cardiogram resumes to normal, crescent is stimulated. It also stops the heart in diastole, followed by the gradual recovery. Now with the help of dropper, slowly adrenaline is poured on the ventricle and this event is marked on the recording. We have used 1 in 1 lakh concentration of adrenaline in Ringer's solution. And as you can note, on application of adrenaline, immediately heart rate and its force of contraction have increased. This effect is recorded for some duration and then the vagus is stimulated again. As you can observe, heart again stops for a while in diastole and soon it recovers from it. Now the crescent is stimulated and once again heart stops, followed by gradual recovery. So this completes the recording part. Here is the ideal tracing from this experiment. You can clearly observe the increase in heart rate and the force of contraction following the addition of adrenaline. In some institutions, these effects are quantified by comparing the heart rate and force of contraction before and after adrenaline application. Also note that even after adding adrenaline, heart responds to vagal as well as crescent stimulation by stopping and then recovering. So now let's move on to discuss the mechanism of action of adrenaline. Adrenaline exerts its effect through adrenergic receptors, which are divided into two types, alpha and beta receptors. Alpha receptors are predominantly located on blood vessels, sphincters, and radial muscles of iris, whereas beta receptors are mainly found on cardiac muscles, smooth muscles of bronchi and bladder. GI tract and adipocytes contain both alpha as well as beta receptors. Adrenaline acts on both alpha and beta receptors, while noradrenaline primarily targets alpha receptors. These effects are temporary and reversible. In heart, beta 1 receptors are present on cardiac muscles as well as on the specialized conducting system including SA node and AV node. Binding of adrenaline or noradrenaline with beta 1 receptors increases membrane permeability for calcium ions. Calcium influx increases SA nodal excitability, leading to increase in heart rate. Increased calcium influx in cardiac muscles not only causes rapid depolarization but also increases their force of contraction due to excess availability of calcium for the process of contraction. Thus, adrenaline increases excitability, conductivity as well as contractility and exerts all positive effects on heart. Increase in heart rate is termed as positive chronotropic effect. Increase in force of contraction is termed as positive inotropic effect. Increase in excitability, positive bathmotropic effect, and increase in conductivity is called as positive dromotropic effect. Now let's explore how vagus and crescent stimulation helps to identify unknown drug used in the experiment. As mentioned in earlier video, physiology syllabus typically includes 4 drugs: acetylcholine, adrenaline, nicotine, and atropine. So in these experiments, before the application of drug, effects of vagus and crescent stimulation are recorded to confirm that both preganglionic as well as postganglionic vagal fibers are functioning normally. Then after application of the drug, again vagus and crescent are stimulated and its effects are observed. If the drug produces positive effect, it could be either adrenaline or atropine. Now how to distinguish between the two? If the heart still stops in response to vagal and crescent stimulation, the drug is adrenaline. Adrenaline does not affect muscarinic receptors on the heart. So acetylcholine released from vagal fibers during its stimulation exerts its inhibitory effect and causes heart to stop in diastole. But if heart does not stop in response to vagus as well as crescent stimulation, the drug is atropine, which is a muscarinic blocker, and therefore heart doesn't stop in response to vagal and crescent stimulation after application of atropine. Now the question comes, why does atropine increase heart rate? Although the intrinsic autorhythmicity of SA node drives the heart, resting heart rate is typically regulated by the balance of sympathetic and parasympathetic tone. When atropine is added, it blocks M2 receptors, that is muscarinic type 2 receptors on the heart, which mediates parasympathetic control on the heart by the vagus nerve. Once these M2 receptors are blocked, heart loses its resting parasympathetic tone. This shifts the balance towards the sympathetic dominance, causing increase in heart rate. So here are some questions for you to reflect on and post your answers in the comment section below. First, what is meant by intrinsic heart rate and what is its value? What will be the heart rate if parasympathetic control over the heart is lost but the sympathetic is intact? And third question, what will be the heart rate in absence of sympathetic control over the heart while parasympathetic system or while vagal fibers are intact? Okay, coming to the last part of the video, some clinical applications of studying effect of adrenaline on the heart. First importance is to understand cardiac responses in stress or emergency situations. Adrenaline mimics the body's natural response during stress, that is fight or flight reaction. This helps us to understand how heart rate and contractility increase to support the body's physiological demands. Second, adrenaline helps in management of cardiac arrest. Adrenaline is commonly used in advanced cardiac life support protocols to stimulate the heart during cardiac arrest by enhancing heart rate, its contractility and conductivity. Then it also helps in treatment of anaphylaxis. Adrenaline is a drug of choice for anaphylaxis, where its effects on beta-2 receptors help alleviate bronchospasm and its alpha-1 receptor effects counteract hypotension. Next clinical application of this knowledge is to study autonomic system imbalance. Experiments like this help to analyze how sympathetic or parasympathetic dominance affects cardiac function, aiding in diagnosing and managing conditions like dysautonomia or vagal hyperactivity. And the last use of such experiment or this particular knowledge is for education and training purpose. Demonstration of adrenaline's effect on the heart are invaluable in teaching medical students and professionals about the autonomic regulation of cardiovascular system. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Are you new to my channel? Then please subscribe it and press the bell icon to stay updated about the new releases. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Thank you for joining in and see you in the next video.